Hey everyone, welcome back to Santi. Today we are going to discuss Sol ETH valuation. As you know, Solana is the number one Ethereum killer and it represents the highest level of risk and competition to Ethereum's market share. That's why it's prudent to discuss Solana's and Ethereum's price action by comparing their prices to each other and not to their USD pairs. In this way, we can see whether Solana outperforms Ethereum or not for a given period. So in this chart, we have Sol USD divided by ETH USD. And as we can see here, when Solana rises and when Solana rallies with respect to Ethereum, it means that Solana outperforms Ethereum. And for example, when we have red candles, it means that Ethereum outperforms Solana for that period of time, meaning that Solana underperforms Ethereum here. All right. And what does this chart tell us? We see that in 2023, Sol ETH valuation painted a double bottom pattern. If we exclude the wicks, if we only consider the weekly closes, we will see that the valuation was close to 0.01 and we had a double bottom pattern here. And also, we will see that recently, Solana Ethereum valuation painted a double top pattern. This one, it was only a week. If we include the week, we had triple top. If we exclude the week and consider only the weekly closes, we had a double top pattern. And as you can see, this was the all-time high of Solana with respect to Ethereum. Not in USD, but in Ethereum, Solana's all-time high is 0.06. And in this cycle, we already saw a higher weekly close than in the last cycle. As you can see, in September of 2021, we had the all-time high of Solana Ethereum, all-time high of Solana with respect to Ethereum. However, that was not a weekly close. It was only a week. And the highest weekly close occurred this cycle. As you might know, the double top pattern is bearish and it might suggest a reversal of a trend. So here in this case, the all-time high for Solana in Ethereum terms is not only a resistance zone for this chart, but also it corresponds to the double top level that we had a couple of weeks ago. That's why the level of 0.06 is going to be a tough level for Solana to break. However, if we look from another perspective, we can see that this rally, which started in June of 2023, had higher highs and higher lows up until reaching the double top pattern, which is the resistance zone of 0.06. In addition to that, if we look at the bull market support band, we will see that it marked the key support and resistance zones for Solana since 2021. As we can see, this was a support zone for it. Then in bear market, it became a resistance zone for Solana. as Solana started to underperform Ethereum. And every time Solana rallied, and as you can see, it rallied into the bull market support band and it couldn't pass it. And it became a resistance zone. Then we have a couple of red candles, another big rally, and it again cannot pass the resistance zone of bull market support band. Then again, many red candles, again strong rally for 2 weeks only, and it failed when it reached the bull market support band again. This is another instance that we had in January 2023. A very strong rally that started. We had 2 weeks of more than 60% outperformance of Solana compared to Ethereum. And then again, this rally faded when it reached the bull market support band. And when finally Solana was able to break through the resistance of bull market support band, it was July of 2023. After that, it traded sideways and then started to go down until it reached the bull market support band. And this time, it was a support zone for Solana. It acted as support. And after this instance, we had a few more support zones. All happened in bull market support band. This is February 2024. Then we had a couple of weeks in April and March. And as you can see, Solana went below its bull market support band in June of 2024, a few weeks ago, and it was the first time in the last year. After the 2 consecutive weeks of going down and going below its bull market support band, it bounced off quickly and strongly, and currently the SOL ETH valuation sits at bull market support band. Right now, its valuation is higher than the 21-week EMA. However, it's lower than the 20-week SMA, simple moving average. But because SOL already went below its bull market support band, one might argue that the current zone might become a resistance. Here, it might become a resistance for Solana. And after that, it may trade down, meaning that Ethereum outperforms Solana. And I want to draw your attention to some price action that happened a year ago. Let's first get rid of the drawing so it will be easier to see. Here, we see that last year in June, at first we had a rally for Solana. Then after that, it went down and found support. So at first it broke its bull market support band. After that, it traded sideways and went down, and then it found support at its bull market support band, after which it continued its rally. Here, it might be the exact opposite. As you can see, and before starting this rally in 2023, in June of 2023, the valuation for SOL ETH was below its bull market support band for more than a year. Here, the valuation for SOL ETH is higher than its bull market support band for a year now. And Solana went below its bull market support band. However, this was not a significant breakout because the trend didn't continue and Solana bounced off and currently sits at bull market support band. This part is very similar to this part because here initially Sol started to rally, then it had a breakout which was not a significant one, meaning that the rally didn't continue, the trend was reversed for the short term. And Sol erased all its gains of this breakout week. For the following maybe 8 or 9 weeks, Sol went down in Ethereum terms and it found support at bull market support band. However, after this support, the initial trend, which was to the upside, continued. This is also similar to a bull flag pattern. However, in this case, the support zone for us is the bull market support band. Here, as you can see, it might be similar. At first, we have a non-significant breakout and the outperformance of Ethereum is erased. As we can see, Solana outperformed Ethereum for the last 4 weeks, and that's more than enough to offset the 2-week drawdown, meaning that currently Sol ETH valuation is higher than it was in the week when it went below the bull market support band, which was 10th of June. And this zone might now become a resistance because the Sol ETH valuation currently sits at the bull market support band. It's yet to have a clear breakout and a weekly close above it. So that's why, if we follow the same logic as in June 2023, if this zone becomes a resistance, if the bull market support band acts as a resistance zone, Sol ETH valuation will go down. However, even if Solana is able to have a clear breakout of the bull market support band, after only rallying 20% relative to Ethereum, 20 or 21%, it's going to face another major resistance zone, which is the double top level, 0.06, or maybe triple top if we include the week. And if we zoom out, we'll see that this is a major resistance zone, not only because we already had a double top pattern at that level, but also this was the cycle high for the previous cycle. For Sol ETH valuation, this is the all-time high. Yeah, we can just take it a little bit down or up. Some people include weeks, some people just consider the weekly closes. It depends on the preference. However, the key takeaway here is that currently Sol is yet to have a clear breakout above its bull market support band. And even if it does, even if the bull market support band doesn't act as a resistance zone, after only rallying 20% relative to Ethereum, Sol faces a very solid resistance zone, close to 0.06. However, 20% outperformance compared to ETH in the short term is not bad. It's quite a big outcome because Ethereum might outperform or go up in value in USD terms. And if Solana is able to outperform Ethereum, an asset that goes up in USD terms, it might mean that Solana goes up in USD term quite a lot. To sum up then, we see that Solana had a great rally relative to Ethereum. However, we see that currently Solana faces two resistance zones. The first one is the current level that it sits, which is the bull market support band. That is because we see that when Solana went below its bull market support band, it found it very difficult to break it above. That's why we need to wait and see whether Solana is able to have a clear breakout and weekly close above the level of the bull market support band. And then the second major resistance is the level of 0.06, which corresponds to the double top formation, which happened a few months ago. And also, it corresponds to the cycle high of the last cycle, of the previous cycle. Meaning that this is the all-time high of Solana in Ethereum terms. It's quite likely that Sol will eventually break this resistance zone, and it's likely that it will happen during this cycle. However, Solana will need to have some major catalyst for that. Without any catalyst, Solana will find it difficult to break this major resistance zone because we see that it acted as resistance for 4 or 5 times, depending on whether you include wicks or you just consider the weekly closes. And this is the all-time high of Solana relative to Ethereum. That's important. That's why this is a resistance zone. And that's why Solana might go up 20% in Ethereum terms. However, after that, it might need a major catalyst to break above this resistance zone. And when you remember that Ethereum Spot ETFs are almost ready to trade, it stands to reason that Ethereum might outperform Solana in the short term. Of course, it depends on the demand for those spot ETFs. However, if the spot Ethereum ETFs see net inflows when they start to trade, it will add another hindrance for Solana to be able to outperform Ethereum in the short term, because inflows into ETFs will add another demand driver for Ethereum, and Solana will need another major catalyst to outperform Ethereum in the short term. And not only outperform, but also be able to break the bull market support band, and after that, rally another 20% relative to Ethereum, and after that, break the 0.06 level of resistance, which is the all-time high for Sol relative to Ethereum. That's why for the short term, it's more likely that Ethereum will outperform Solana, or at least the Sol ETH valuation will go sideways. So the rally of Solana relative to Ethereum most probably will not continue in similar fashion because it was just a parabolic rally in the last year or so. And here, most likely, it's not going to continue because of the reasons that we discussed today. All right, that was it for today. I hope you liked it and you found it informative and interesting. Please like and subscribe the video, and I'll see you next time.